have access to it. Okay. And the other part would be the farm application, which would be B3 application for free and reduced. And same thing, the application will pop up and you'll be able to update any information that you need to. And then the other thing I would like to mention too, on section C1, permissions and agreements, on that section, you're also able to update the media release information, which the media release is if you give us the permission to share any photographs, videos where your student might show up, either on our social medias, school website, transparent classroom. So by clicking on yes, you would allow us to post it on all those platforms. And you're always able to go back and if you choose not to, you're welcome to change that. And if you have any questions, we'll definitely answer them at the end of the Charla. Thank you.
All right, next up is Parent Square. I'm Sophia, the communications coordinator. I'm the one who sends most of those lovely messages on Parent Square that you guys all receive. That is our main method of communication for school-wide messages, as well as community-specific messages, base groups, all of that. This is important for families to use, not only to receive updates from LAM. You can also view our event calendar. You can even link our calendar to your personal calendar, so that way you don't miss any of our events. You can access our school directory, important links, files, communicate with other parents in the Parents 23-24 group, message and connect with your community or your child's community, teachers, and of course, RSVP for our events and sign up for volunteer opportunities and track your volunteer hours. There are a few important features that we want to highlight. We'll go over it in the demo, but that is the preferred language setting. So it is offered in over 100 different languages that you could choose from. We'll go over how to do your notification settings. And one of our newest features is being able to filter by groups. So that way you can go directly into LAM News and only see communications from the school. You can go into like the alpaca group, your base group. So we'll go over how to do that as well. And then the next slide, Chris, please. We do want to highlight our code of conduct. There's a link that takes you directly to it. There are 3 points that we really want to highlight, which is that the postings that you all share, especially in like the Parents 23-24 group, should be relevant to the school, to our community, education, parenting, anything that's really relevant to our community. Parent Square is a tool to communicate, to stimulate conversation, and not to create conflict. And the last one is that commercial messages, advertisements aren't permitted unless you get prior approval from LAM. And for that, you could email communications@lampcs.org. Again, if you could take a minute in your own time to review the code of conduct, that would be great. And we want to highlight our pause values. As you guys know, this is super important. We instill it in our lessons, in our kids, and our staff, and also our parents. So we do ask that when you're using Parent Square to communicate, you keep in mind our past values, which is positive words, respectful actions, and learning zone. And that's something that we really instill across our entire community. And we thank you for that. And then there is a link where you can, in your own time, watch more videos and more resources directly from the Parent Square team on how to access different features. But we will go to the demo and highlight those 3 important features that we spoke about. Chris, if you don't mind. The preferred language setting is if you go to your account on the left. Yeah, language. And then you can, again, over 100 different languages you can choose from. And that way, anything that communicates gets automatically translated to your language of preference. It is automatically translated, so things might not be exactly correct, but it is a great feature. The next one was our notification settings. So Parent Square is a online website. They also have an application, and then they also send emails to the email that you used to sign up. So you can have different settings for it, whether you want to receive them instantly. So as soon as we post it, you get the notification to your phone. Or you could digest so that you get all of the notifications from one day at the end of the day. You can also enable text notifications so that you get a text whenever we post. The same for your app and for emails. So that is definitely a good tool. I have my app settings on so I don't miss anything. And then the last one is filtering by groups, which I think is going to be super useful. We know with all the different communities you're in, your children base, parents, it can get kind of confusing and sometimes communications get lost. So if you go where Chris went, go to your groups, you'll see every community you're in. And then Lamb News will take you directly to all of the communications from Lamb, from admin, everything about lunch orders, weekly bulletins, updates from Maria Jose, Alex Torres. All of that important information is now all in one place that's easily accessible for you all. And if you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And then I think up next is Transparent Classroom, which is our record-keeping platform, which is designed specifically for Montessori classrooms, and it allows us to share updates on your child's academic progress, and allows you to communicate with your teachers. It serves as a link between what's happening in the classroom with our parents. So families can use it, of course, to track your child's progress. You can see the lessons they're learning. You can see photos. That's why the media release is important, so that you can see the photos of your child learning, working in their community, what lessons they're learning. It even has descriptions of the lesson, how you can follow up with your child at home. And then that is where we share our academic updates and progress reports twice a year. And then if you have more, if you would like some more information, you can reach out to your child's community level coach, and their emails are linked in the slideshow that we'll share. And we're just going to do a really short demo for you on where you can see all of that information.
One second.
Mm-hmm. And then again, feel free if you have any questions to jot them in the chat, and we'll get to them at the end of the presentation. Yeah, so here is the profile, what you'll see, your child's name, what they're practicing. If you click on the name of the lesson, you'll actually get to learn more about the lesson, why we do it, and then how you can support their learning at home. So that's a really great tool to have. And then also that's where you'll see like your child's pictures of them practicing the lesson. Yeah, so it's just a great way to stay up to date on what your child is learning at home. I know under third grade, they don't take home homework. So this is just a really great way to stay in touch with what they're learning in the classroom. And then I think up next is Mr. Omar is going to be talking about Pick My Kid.
Hi, everybody. I'm gonna speak Spanish. I guess because my English is not beautiful, but I'm gonna try to speak better in Spanish in order to explain me better. Okay? Y Claudita me va a ayudar.
Sí. And we're going to give a little rest to our interpreters. I'm going to translate for Mr. Omar and the next 3 slides. Thank you.
Yeah. Ok. El sistema Pick My Kid es un registro electrónico que valida que hemos entregado al estudiante de una manera segura y correcta a los padres y tutores.
Pick My Kid system, it's an electronic record that validate that we give you your kid, we deliver your kid in a safely and correctly manner to the parents or the guardians or the person that can pick up the kid.
Por eso es importante el uso correcto del sistema y que siempre trate de usarlo. Le da seguridad a usted y nos da seguridad a la escuela.
That's why it's so important for us and for you to be sure that you are using the system in the correct way. It give us security, but also give you security that your kid is in good hands.
So, si alguien que no sea uno de los padres o los tutores legales va a recoger a su hijo,
if someone that is not the parent or the legal guardian is picking up your kid,
debe asignarle autorización por medio del sistema
you can assign that person with authorization to pick up your kid through Pick My Kid system.
Así que la persona va a anunciar a su hijo porque usted ya se lo autorizó.
So once you authorize another person to pick up your kid, the person assigned just have to one more time announce the kids and we can give it to them.
Y él solo va a poder anunciarlo cada vez que a usted le dé la autorización en los días que usted desee.
And that person can only pick up your kid the days that you assign them to pick them up.
Recuerde, si tiene más de un niño que recoger en cada puerta, no los anuncie juntos, hágalo por separado, porque al anunciarlos juntos, se anuncian en una sola puerta y usted va a recoger en diferentes puertas.
As an advice, if you have different kids in different doors, please announce them separately. This is better for you because if you bundle up your kids, they are going to show like they were picked up in one door. So that's why we're asking you if you can announce them separately.
Okay. Si tiene usted una empresa de cuidados posteriores que recoge a su hijo, primero informe a los maestros con anticipación.
If your kid is taking part of any after-school program outside LAM with a third company, please, 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 please. The first thing you have to do is to let your teachers know that your kid is not going with you at the end of the day, that he or she is going to use the term and service.
Después, por favor, para que nosotros podamos comprobar que usted autorizó, mande un mail a los siguientes correos electrónicos que usted está viendo en pantalla.
It is also very important after you let your teachers know to inform the school using the 3 emails that you see in the screen, letting us know that your kid is going to use another after-school service.
Okay. Usando el sistema, si usted va a recoger a su hijo temprano o llega usted muy tarde, por favor, ya no use el sistema y vaya directo a recepción.
If you're going to do an early dismissal, or if you're super late or late after 10, 15 minutes, please don't use the system. Just go to the front desk and they are going to ask you to sign them out.
Okay. Ahora vamos a ver un pequeño demo del sistema.
Now we're going to go through a little demo of Pick My Kid.
Ok, como usted puede ver, aquí está la pantalla donde le va a salir el nombre de su hijo.
So this is the screen you can see on your phone. You will see the name of your kid or your kids.
O no sé si Chris quiere describir el proceso.
Sure, I'm gonna take over. Okay.
Okay.
So the number one question that I get is, how do we get somebody else to pick up my kid? So let me show you how to delegate somebody else to pick up your kids. All right, from the main screen, you can see your kid's name, and you're gonna click on their name, which pops up the calendar, and then you can select the date. I'm gonna select the 29th, and then you get an option that says change pickup. So I'm going to click on change pickup, and it's got the date that it's going to be affected. And then you can even choose if you want to have this pickup repeated. There's different options. You can do weekdays, and you can change what days it is. For me, I don't need a change of pickup, so I'm going to click on next. And then the mode, this is very important that you don't change it from another door or another aftercare. So if, for example, my daughter is in aftercare, she's in koalas. So I'm going to select after school. Oops. And then select koalas, right? So that's important. And then I'm going to change on where it says who will pick up. I want to say change the selection. And then these three people that showed up is they picked up before. So the system knows if you delegated to someone before, or you can click on the link that says open my phone book. And as long as the other person has the Pick My Kid app installed with that same phone number, it'll be you can delegate to them automatically. So I can say, okay, I want Claudia Silva to take Sophia tomorrow, and then you will click on confirm change. Once you do that, it's all done. You will get an email that you've made changes, so that person can pick up. You can also come here after you're done, and you can come back and look at your schedule. And I can go back for the 29th, and I can actually cancel that pickup. I can click on cancel, and this will cancel that pickup.
And just to add on that, since I have the app too, on my side, I will see my daughter's name, but also I will see Sophia, Chris' name on the same screen. So when I'm going to call for them, it will call them, both of them, and not just my daughter.
And it's that simple. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you, Omar and Chris. I think
Gracias.
up next we have Carpool to School, which is definitely something we want to promote and just give you a little bit more information on how you can use it.
El sistema Car to School es un sistema en línea que nos va a permitir compartir nuestros viajes de nuestros estudiantes con otros estudiantes, con otros papás de la escuela. Este sistema es un sistema muy parecido a una red social.
So Carpool to School is an online system that is just for our LAM community to help us to find and share rides to and from school and arrange carpool. Mr. Omar was saying that this system works as social media.
Entonces, usted va a poder escoger a los padres con los que puedes tener más confianza y que estén cerca de su lugar y poder usar este sistema de carpool, compartir los viajes.
So you can choose the parents that you want to carpool with. You will do a little profile, and then other parents will do a little profile, and then the system will show you all the people that it's near your house or your place, and then you can arrange the carpool system.
Queremos darle la confianza que solo las personas autorizadas para usar el sistema son los padres de familia que son previamente autorizados por la escuela.
So we want to give you the confidence that this is a closed system. Everyone that apply has to be accepted by the school staff. So you're just going to share your information and possible carpools with parents from the school.
Próximamente les enviaremos un mensaje para invitarlos a hacer un workshop acerca del sistema para que lo conozcan mejor.
Very soon, please keep your eyes open, because we're going to send an invitation to have a little workshop, so the people that is interested to use this app can go to the workshop and understand better how it works.
Ok. Cuando usted venga y haga el carpool, recuerde que debe de seguir el mismo proceso para recoger a sus estudiantes, es decir, ir a la puerta que corresponde y usar el app de Pick My Kid.
When you're doing carpooling through the system or outside, please remember that you also need to use the other system that you already know that we talk about. You have to pick up the kids in the door that it's assigned to each one of them, and you have to announce them through Pick My Kid.
Ahora, como un incentivo, las primeras 10 personas que tengamos informados que comparten el viaje, de hecho ya tenemos 2 familias que ya se registraron, van a recibir un juguete interactivo. Esto es como un premio para que los niños lo utilicen mientras viajan y eso haga más confortable su viaje.
And if you're one of the first 10 families to use the app, where we have surprise gift for your kids. It's an interactive toy that the kids can use in their way to school.
Y seguiremos buscando más incentivos al respecto. Entre más gente haga carpool, nosotros más apoyaremos el sistema.
What we want to promote is that more families that we have in the program, that will allow us to have more services, more incentives. So that's what we want to do.
Okay. Si quiere registrarse, visite la siguiente link que está en la presentación o envíe un correo a su servidor, omar@lampcs.org, para que le enviemos el mismo link y usted pueda registrarse y a su vez autorizarlo.
If you want to register or you have any question or concern, please, you can visit lampcs.carpooltoschool.com. We're going to put all this information in the presentation we're going to share later with you. Or you can send an email to Mr. Omar at omar@lampcs.org.
El sistema es muy amable. Cuando usted entre, lo van a capacitar. Ahí mismo hay un chat en vivo, hay maneras de recibir toda la información dentro de este link.
The system is very friendly for using. Once you get your profile on the system, you're going to have several resources like webinars and chats that you can use to get more information.
Okay. Bueno, por parte mía sería todo. No es cierto, me falta algo más por describir y ya termino. Perdón, continuemos.
Next, Chris.
Ok. Este es un sistema muy sencillo, algunos lo conocen ya los que han ido a recepción, se llama Envoy.
So Envoy, it's a very simple program. Most of you already use it. Yes.
Si han estado en el front desk. Envoy ayuda a la escuela a realizar un seguimiento de los visitantes en el edificio para la seguridad de nuestros estudiantes y el personal.
So Envoy helps the school to keep track of all the visitors in the building, and this gives us a big sense of safety for our student and also for the staff.
¿Quiénes deben de usar la sesión de Envoy? Todos los padres que entran al edificio y los visitantes y contratistas externos.
Who should sign in using Envoy? All parents entering the building, and also every visitor and outside contractor should sign in Envoy.
¿Cuándo debe usar Envoy? Cuando visite la comunidad de su hijo.
When you have to use Envoy. For example, when you visit your child's community.
Cuando tenga una reunión con el personal.
When you have a meeting with one of our staff, teachers, admin.
Cuando trabaje como voluntario en el edificio.
When you came to our school to volunteer with us.
O cuando asista a algunos eventos como.
Or when you are attending community events such as.
Conferencias de padres y maestros.
Parent-teacher conferences.
Ceremonias de paz.
Peace ceremonies.
Reuniones del PTO.
PTO meetings.
Y los talleres familiares.
Family workshops and more.
¿Cómo iniciar sesión en Envoy?
How you sign in using Envoy?
En nuestro iPad, el que está ubicado en la recepción, usted deberá poner el teléfono escaneando el código QR en el iPad.
The first form to do it is just using the iPad that is located at the school front desk at any time. Or also you can scan the QR code that it's on the screen and you can use your phone. Once you did your profile, that is very short. It's a 1, 2, 3 process. It's just put your name, you're already checked.
Sí, nada más va a poner usted su nombre y su email y ya checa usted y ya está dentro. Ok, de mi parte sería todo, Claudia. Muchísimas gracias y continuamos.
The last one is just our social media. We mainly use Facebook and Instagram to share photos and videos and just give a glimpse into our daily activities inside and outside the classroom. We share stuff like Mr. Omar, our very own Omar, sang for Hispanic Heritage Month, and things that, you know, we don't really post on Parent Square. We try to keep that more important communications, and social media is more just a glimpse into all the activities that we're doing, field trips, special events, and all of that stuff. So it's just nice to see what your kids are doing, what the staff is doing. So feel free to follow us. And then, of course, we don't share photos on any of our platforms if you don't have the media release signed for your student. And even if you started it and didn't complete it, it automatically populates as a no. So if you want to see photos of your kids on Parent Square and Transparent Classroom, social media, please feel free to fill out the media release form, as Estefania said. And we are just going to go to questions. I believe we can start with the ones in the chat. Will we cover updates on Lexia Core, Epic, and Deebles? So this Charla was mainly for the platforms that we use across all the parents, all the communities. A lot of those that were mentioned are only for like lower or upper L. So our academic team is exploring the possibility of doing a separate workshop and our family workshops specifically for the lower and upper communities and those separate platforms. We will be sending out more information on family workshops shortly. So please stay tuned, but we will share your interest regarding those topics. Could you review?
Yes.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Oh, so I was going to read one of the questions that I have on the chat. It asks about attendance and our attendance policy. I hope you receive one of our awareness information pages, electronic or hard copy, trying to share with you what are the changes that we're doing in attendance. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday in the PTO meeting, but basically what you already know, that the time, as much time that your kids spend school, that will guarantee academic success. That's one of the most important variables for academic success. So and DC government and DC public charter schools are also trying to put a lot of effort to be sure that our kids are learning and using all the resources that are for them. Saying that, please, the main reason for us to keep track of your kids' attendance is not because we want just to punish you and make your life miserable. It's more because we really want to know and support, to know what are the barriers that you have to bring your kids to school and support in your family in any way possible. So saying that last year we have a couple of issues with the service that we had to give you information about your child's absences. This year, as Stephanie already explained, you can check your kids' attendance daily if you want. You can check it. I will say daily is too much, but like, for example, once a week, once every 2 weeks. So if you see something that is not, it does not match your records, please let us know. You're also going to receive a letter if you go, if you pass one of our thresholds, like if you have more than 3 absences without an excuse, 5 absences without an excuse, or 10 absences without an excuse, you will receive a letter from the school saying that what are our arrival schedule. They're a little different from primary and elementary. We have the shift from 8 to 8:15 for elementary, and then we have the 8:15 to 30 for primary. Also, there's most of the policies that we're putting in place for attendance are based on what the city is requesting from us. So this year, for example, we have a 60-40% policy. That means that for me, in order to tell the system that your kid was present, they need to have at least 60% of time of learning time in the school that day. If your kid comes super late, or if your kid leave the school too early, and then I cannot say that he was here 60%. Absences with an excuse, please don't be afraid of this word. What the only thing that it means is that the most important thing for us is that you are communicating with us. So for example, if you're telling me that your kid has a very important event to go, a family event, I will say, yes, please go. This is an experience that is going to happen just one time. Unfortunately, I have to put that absence as an excuse. That doesn't mean that a police officer is going to go to your house, or that absence record is going to follow your kid throughout his or her entire academic life. It's just a way that we have to let the system, the school system, know what is the behavior that your kids are following. Saying that, if you someone was asking what is an excuse, or no, or an excuse, please go to the family handbook. It's super easy to read and to understand what are the criteria that we have. And one more time, those are not criteria that we just take it out from our hands or something. Those are the criteria that are imposed by DC Public Charter Schools and Aussie. And those are the alignments that we're following. Is there any other question about attendance that you need clarification? Okay, please.
Claudia, quería hacer una
Mhm.
aclaración, si me lo permites. Se me olvidó decirles de Pick My Kid. Que recuerden que después de las 2 de la tarde ya no pueden hacer ningún cambio.
Oh, so what Mr. Omar is saying is that please remember, if you want to make changes to your Pick My Kid account, you have to do it before 2 p.m. If you do it after that, the system will not allow you to do that. Another thing that I think it's important to share with you, and please, if you want to share with other parents, between 2:30 and 3:30, the transit, the amount of things that are happening inside the building is very high. Kids are leaving their communities. Some kids are going with their parents. Some other kids are transitioning to after school. So between 2:30 and 3:30, it's definitely super hard for all of us inside the building to just to go and say, if you really need your kid at 2:45, for me to find your kid, it's not that I don't know where he or she is, but it's very difficult to do it in a short amount of time. So please be patient. We are asking you to let us know ahead. If we don't know, you have to wait until all our dismissal routine is over, so we can give you your kid. Is one more time, it's a safety issue.
I think the last question was about the family workshops. That'll be on Saturday, November 4th. We will be sending out the save the date in the monthly bulletin. I know the past few weeks we've been sending a lot of communications, and it could be a little bit overwhelming. Please bear with us. It's the start of this new school year. We have families from South Dakota coming, new families, and we're just trying to get all of this important information across. We promise we're going to try to lower the amount of communications. And if there's any Parent Square post that you read, the monthly bulletin has everything summarized for the month that will be happening, all of our events. So that's always the first Sunday of the month. And then the weekly bulletins every Sunday at 3 p.m. Just goes over all of our plans for that week. And then we will be sending out the actual agenda for the family workshops, what sessions we'll be offering in the upcoming weeks. Those haven't been finalized, but I will definitely share the interest in learning more about Lexia, Lectura, and all of those other technologies for lower and upper elementary.
Well, it's almost 7 o'clock. I don't want to keep you here. If you have any question, please feel free to contact any of us. If you need or have any concern, also you can grab the microphone or just shoot us an email. We hope that this year all our platforms and our attendance follow-up is going to be way more smoother for all of us. Have a good night. Enjoy your evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Night.